Okay, so it looks like we've got a little bit of a pregame show here. We were scheduled for 8:30 and Brianna was in first. And I'm looking kind of dark on the preview screen here. Let me know in the chat if the exposure looks okay or if I need to bring up the exposure on the camera. So I'm just testing here, just testing the new system. And so I'm going to play a little bit here real quick with, in the brand section, I'm going to show a watch real quick. There we go. Yellow gold rules. And there's another dress watch thumbnail from a previous show. And hey, by quality, always go for the quality. And these look a little bit underexposed too. It might just be the adjustment on the monitor I need to make. So let me know what my video feed looks like there, if the exposure's okay. Don't want it overexposed, but I don't really want it underexposed. There's the 18238. And there is a stunner, a SBGA 429 stunner. And who says that Rolex steel doesn't corrode? Stainless steel can corrode, folks. It absolutely can corrode. And there's a perfect 2-watch rotation. Sport versus dress watch. What do you wear when? And how do you know if he's a gentleman?
He ain't no techie, he's a gentleman. Look at his boots.
Yeah, you look at his boots. You look at his boots. And let's see here. Let me take that off the screen. And oh, let's look at the sweep of that beautiful secondhand sweep. Let's check it out on the diver. Check that out. How cool is that? The secondhand sweep. But you know, when you're fooling around with stuff like this, you know what the deal is?
Man's got to know his limitations.
Oh, his limitations. So, let's see. And you mess around, you know, you mess around with the big guys, and you'll think a 1,000 brick had fallen.
Well, maybe I'll just catch this Cheney by myself and take all the money.
You might deliver him, but I would see to it that you didn't collect a thing for it.
Well, how'd you go about that?
I'd dispute your claim. I'd muddy up the water.
You do that and I'll kill you.
I wouldn't count too much on being able to shade somebody I didn't know, fella.
I ain't never seen nobody from Texas I couldn't shade. Libby, if you get crossways of me and you'll think 1,000 of brick have fell on you. You wished you was back at the Alamo with Travis.
Knock him down, Rooster.
Stay out of there. Well, maybe I'll just...
There you go. All right, let's catch up with the comments here. There's a few folks in here today. Let's see. Looking lovely, sunny day. 005 blue dial is stunning. Oh my gosh, yes. The 005, when it catches the light, man, that is a versatile. If you want to buy a one and done, one watch solution, the 005 is it. Nothing comes close. That'd be the SBGN 005, SBGN 005 for those who are keeping track. And I've got the blue to go with it. I've got blue on to go with it. And Brief It Dan says, great. So you think the exposure's okay? Kyle Jet and says, looking good. Feed and audio, 2 thumbs up. Okay, good. Go figure out how to fix, let's see. Got to figure out how to fix the camera on you, but everything else is looking good. Well, I don't know what else I can do. I just bought a whole new computer system and so on. I'll tell you one thing I am going to do, though. I'm going to call Comcast because I did a speed test, and I'm really not happy. I'm paying for the top tier internet service, and I'm not really happy with what I'm getting right now. So I'm going to call and rattle their cage tomorrow and see if I can get them to turn the screws a little bit, turn things up. David Williams says hi, and Triforce Rich says up, and Kyle says hello to a whole bunch of people. So this free trial is up tomorrow, and I think I'm going to go with it. I think I am. I think I like the functionality. and the versatility of being able to broadcast to multiple platforms at the same time, being able to show your comments on the screen. And I looked at the 1080p stream from last night, and I thought it was acceptable quality. Was it as good as streaming using the Blackmagic? Here, let me cut to camera 2 here. Using the built-in hardware streaming device on the Blackmagic hardware encoder? Probably not. No, it's not. But you can expect it to be. So it's a compromise. But here's my current setup. I've got the Mac Mini underneath these papers here. See the brand new Mac Mini. I've got 2 monitors right here, 2 24-inch monitors. One has the broadcast right here on it. The other has a second monitor, which I can share if I want to. Of course, I can share the other, this 2010. If I just go to input 4, that's that one. So if I want to show like a website or something, I can have them up in that. And I can rapidly change what website I'm showing. If I want to go to Facebook, I can press this button and just go right over to Facebook. Of course, it's, has to load in. But yeah, I kind of like this setup. It gives me a lot of flexibility. So probably going to stay with it. And Kyle says, quite a few people have had the 005. Yes. And it is a good one. You talk about a rugged piece. If you wanted a piece to just be a one and done, I think that you can't go too far wrong on that. Nice watch you're wearing now. What is it? He's asking about the diver. This is an SBGA 231. SBGA 231. This is the titanium diver. This is it's a hefty piece, but because it's titanium and because of the shape of the lugs and everything, it hugs the wrist and it really wears more like a 40 mil. I have to tell you, this wears more like a 40 mil. It's super comfortable on wrist. For old eyes like me, it's very readable, very legible, even if I don't have my reading glasses on, which is one of the main reasons why I got it. I was struggling reading my date 8 in a lot of lighting situations when I wasn't wearing some kind of reading glasses, which is most of the time. I'm still in denial. I don't wear my glasses when I'm out and about doing things and so on because my distance vision is still pretty good. I do have glasses that I wear when I drive because I need a little bit of correction, but like when I'm out walking and doing other things, I'm never wearing glasses. So I like a watch that I can read anyway, right? And this one fits the bill. And I can read the 002 too because it's big and that white background on the gold indices, especially if I'm out in the sun and the hands are catching the light, the way it does. So yeah, that is a stunner. Absolute stunner, the 002. So yeah, let's catch up on the comments. Craig, would you say the 002 and the 231 is the greatest watch combo conceived by man? It's real good. It's a really good, if you want a heavy use rotation, not box watches that are actually on wrist in heavy extreme conditions at all times. I don't think you can beat that rotation because that dress watch that's on the screen right now can take a beating because it's a spring drive. It can take a beating. It's very robust. And then, of course, the one that I'm wearing right now, the diver, also is robust. So there you go. All right, so we'll take that off. And let's see. I can't believe a new SBGN are double the price. Ouch. Okay. I'll tell you, they're going upscale. Let's see. Did they discontinue the older SBGN models? Good question. Hey, hopefully Steve will do a show pretty soon, and we'll get some facts. I need glasses for everything. LOL, blind as a bat, says the lovely Lady Bree. Okay. Some people are gifted with extreme beauty, and others are gifted with the gift of sight. So Bree got the beauty and didn't get the sight. So there you go. That's how that works. And Kyle says, I think the 002 and Date 8 might be perfect as long as Craig isn't diving. Okay. The Date 8 isn't legible enough for me. I even thought about, before I sold the Date 8, I even thought about having the dial changed out to a white dial. That's how desperate I was. But then I said, it's still not going to be that legible. It's just not. And so that's when I bought this stunner here. And it is super, super legible. And then I got the 002, which is also very legible. So now I have two legible, heavy use watches. And the 002 is stunning on wrist. I got to tell you, I think it's more attractive than the Date 8. I have to say, it's classier looking. It's just really just eat completely up with class because you don't see them around, first of all. And when people see it, I mean, they double take. They like, what is this, right? I mean, especially when it catches the light, I mean, it is amazing. Now, the Date 8 was too, but I have to give the 002 a slight edge just because the leather strap and the point clasp all looks real eat up with class. It just does. Now, if you were going to do it a one-off, a wear all the time watch, you'd have to go with the Date 8 because the 002 cannot be a one and done. It has to be in rotation with a sport watch or something else. Whereas the Date 8 could definitely be a one and done. So that's the advantage to the Date 8 if you want to go that way. You can dive with the Date 8 if you really want to. Oh, yeah, you can swim fine. I swam a lot with my Date 8. I didn't baby. Hey, trust me, I didn't baby that Date 8. If legibility is a concern, just get a Date 840 with a contrasting dial. Yeah, I just don't like the look of the Date 840 that much. I don't know. There's something about it. I just, maybe if I had a slightly bigger wrist, but I don't know. It seems like an in-between watch. It seems like it wants to be more of a sport watch, but then it's kind of dressy. And it's just too big. That's why I don't like the Datejust 41 either. I'm not a fan of the Datejust 41 either. So, yeah. But again, if you wanted a one and done and you had a big wrist, like Carlos, for example, a Date 840 could absolutely be a one and done. A one and done. And I would get the one with the black dial if I got the Date 840. So there is Triforce Rich's comment. What else? I think we're good. I'm trying to encourage Steve to do more broadcasts. I don't know why he has been dragging his feet. If you guys could rattle his cage a little bit and just tell him that you'd like some more broadcasts, if you would. I mean, I don't know if you really would or not, but I think he's got to get some more shows under his belt and get more comfortable with the equipment and the setup and get more comfortable with doing broadcasts. And I think he could really do a good job. I think he could be entertaining. And of course, he obviously has access to some watches to show. So that is cool. I would like him to show more Omegas. Isn't he a Breitling dealer? I mean, he needs to show a lot of Breitlings. He needs to show more of the really cool pieces that he has, and show some more of the Grand Seikos. He should show off some 231s sometimes, right? It shouldn't just be me. He's got them brand new, I think. So rattle his cage a little bit. We need more daily shows, pump the audience back up, which means more viewers for Steve, win-win. Yeah, I think that did discourage him a little bit because sometimes he did shows and there weren't that many people watching. And I don't know why. I mean, I think he's a good guy and worth watching. But again, I think he also needs some more experience and needs to get more comfortable. And I think he needs to do broadcasts more often. Yeah, I think that's what needs to happen. And I would like to see more of Steve. His shows are always good. Yeah, so let him know. Let him know that. And Rich is totally on point here. Yeah, and so now I have to tell you, still waiting for Steve's titanium show. Yeah, no joke. I have to tell you, I am going to be doing some more live streams, promoting some of my sponsors. I signed up a new sponsor today. They're an office supply company, mainly furniture, but it's a big operation. And I think he's going to start doing some live streams. It'll be a while. I got to get him set up and everything, but I think he's going to come up here next week and do a live stream with me so I can show him everything. So give him a warm welcome. And if we do some shows, featuring some businesses and things like that, show them some love. We've got to do what we can to support these, especially these owner-operator businesses. They've been through a tough time, folks, and we've got to show them a little bit of support. Let's see. Jaden says we need more. Oh, by the way, can somebody call in if I put the link in the chat? Can somebody call in either with their phone, or I'd like to bring in I'd like to bring somebody in and see how it works with this new setup. So let me see if I can put this in the chat. I'm going to put the link in so anybody that wants to come in. Oh, I just put it in twice. Let's see here. I got to delete that. Okay, I think this is right. Okay, so there's the link. If anybody can come in. And Bree says live streams are always fun. And Bree, I think, is going to start try to get back to doing a weekly show with the new setup here. I think she'll enjoy it. And she always has a good number of people attend her shows. And so hopefully she'll start doing some shows. And we're going to try to get some interesting guests and bring some people in that could be helpful. If you didn't see it, go back and watch the interview that we did with ATEM Meister. That's worth watching. That guy is a good guy. I mean, he's motivating some people. Let me show one more time. Let me just go through the setup here. So this is the old 2010 MacBook Pro that I'm using as input 4 on the Blackmagic switcher, ATEM Mini Pro switcher. Right up here, kind of out of the shot, well, you can see it. It looks dark in the picture, but it's not. This is showing my 4 camera angles on the ATEM. There's a little monitor right up here. And then there's 2 big monitors in front of me. One has the show on it, the left monitor. The other monitor is set up in case I want to share the screen. And as a matter of fact, let's try that. I've got Frederick.com up on there. Let me go into the share screen mode here. Share screen, and I'm going to say, Google Chrome would like to record this computer screen. Open system preferences. Oh, I got to give it permission. Oh, geez. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. We'll do it right now. And give permission. Oh, quit and reopen. Uh-oh. This could be bad. We'll do that later. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to share that screen right now because I hadn't had it set up right, but it's set up now to be able to do it. So, maybe it'll work. Let's try this. Oh, okay. It is working. So there's my screen 2. There's my screen 2 up. And I can go back to camera 1 on my feed. And so we can do it like that. And then I think we can make it full screen. Yeah, there we go. Got it full screen. And so that's when I'm doing screen sharing. Then I can do stop screen sharing. So that way I can have a dedicated monitor over here, the second monitor, to use just for screen share. And then I can also, of course, share the screen by just hitting button 4. I can share whatever's on the other computer. So I basically have 2 screen sharing options here. And then, of course, add to that all the videos we can play and all that kind of good stuff. Let's see here. Kent Courtney, this is a good time for live streaming, says Jaden. Would love guest interviews on the show. Courtney has to be Bree's first guest in her return on Fridays. Yeah, she should hit him up. And Triforce Rich says, Craig, you should do a weekly lessons with Craig show, one topic where you discuss a particular clothing item, carry, life lesson, or something like that. That way there is a log of your wisdom. Well, thank you very much. We'll have to do some subject-related shows. That would be fun, especially if I could get somebody to come in and join me and talk about it. That'd be cool. Let's see here. Might be too many watches, though. They are just so beautiful, like jewels. Okay, and can you show a close-up of your watch? Yes, I'll switch it out with the other watch. Give me a minute here. And let's see. A GS collection would be amazing, and I like Triforce's suggestion. And Bree is really coming along. She is learning like crazy. Okay, I'm going to run a video clip real quick, and I'm going to go switch out the watches. And give me a second here. Let's find a cool one to play. Let's see here. Well, let's play Michael Saylor when he was talking about Brianna's video. Let's play that, and I'll be right back.
I.O. Now for what's important. So, Michael, I wake up every single day, and the first thing that pops into my head is Michael Saylor, bull, bull, bull. I need to know if that song is stuck in your head as well and what you think of it.
It's quite hypnotic, isn't it?
I'm not even kidding. It's actually the first thing I think of.
You know, so first of all, I cannot officially comment on the video, but it's hypnotic, and it does make me think this, which is one of the great strengths of the Bitcoin community and crypto Twitter is there's this massive amount of very creative, inspired, entrepreneurial people, and they're always thinking about how to communicate the message and how to drive awareness.
Okay, so now on the bench I have, let me get this comment off first so that I can show a little more of the watch. Here is the watch. So there is the diver, a close-up shot of the diver with that beautiful second-hand sweep. And the bracelet is exceedingly comfortable. Everything is nice and rounded. Everything is finished very nice. And it just is very flexible on the wrist, so it drapes right around the wrist and hugs the wrist so you don't catch it on things. It has a robust clasp, which a lot of people complain about, but I love it. I really wanted to switch out the clasp when I first got it. I said, this clasp is ugly, right? But then as I used it, after 2 weeks of use, I said, damn, I like this clasp. It is useful. That's the key. It is useful. So there you go. There's a close-up of the 231 on request. And let's see here. Craig, back in the days like 70s to 90s, did you actually know anyone who collected Rolex watches or watches in general? No, I didn't, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that, what we did with the watches back in the day. I have a feel there is going to be a GS price hike soon across the board. Well, everything is going to go up relative to the dollar because the dollar is being deflated, so that is going to happen. Let's see here. I saw Michael Saylor debate someone on Gold Show. Was 2 hours long. He's brilliant. He is no joke. He is no joke. Yes, that's correct. And for him to be commenting about Brianna's video the way he did was pretty cool. I've never had a billionaire talk about me. Now, I did help her with the video, so he was kind of talking about both of us, so that's kind of cool. But I've never had a billionaire like specifically talking about me. Have you guys ever had a billionaire talking about you publicly? And Durr says, hi, folks. And so, okay, back in the day, I started buying Rolexes in, I think the first one I bought was like 1978. That was the Datejust, all steel Datejust with an engine turned bezel. I think it was $570 retail at Black Star and Frost Jewelers. They were located in White Flint Mall at the time, and in Rockville, Upper Bethesda, North Bethesda. They used to try to call themselves Bethesda, but they were really in South Rockville. But anyway, bought one there. Retail, full retail. I didn't even know to ask for a discount then. I was new to the whole thing. I just wanted the watch. And so I got that watch. And then a friend of mine had a GMT Master, and I liked that watch. Some time went by, and I really wanted a day date, and I was saving up. And the boss at one of my dealerships that I worked at selling cars, he wore a day date, and I saw it every day. And so, you covet things you see every day, right? And so I saved up, and I bought a pretty worn out 1803. A lot of stretch in the bracelet. It was still cool. I still love that watch. It had a conventional clasp. Yes, you have Chip Wong is officially a billionaire, apparently. He bought BTC Dips and now in the Billionaire Club, allegedly. Yeah, I don't know if I believe all that, but okay, maybe. And Durr says, if you only still had the red sub. Hey, there's a lot of things I've sold over the years that if I only still had, like Shelby convertibles, GT500 KR convertible, right? I mean, 300 SL Goldwing. Yeah, there's a long list of things, but you can't keep everything. That's the thing. You can't keep everything. It takes a really strong hand to keep things, right? It's difficult, especially when you're young and you're flipping things to try to make money. And so anyway, what we would do back in the day is typically we would have 2 watches at the most. Anybody I knew had 2 watches, and a lot of them did have 2 watches. Like another buddy of mine had a Air King, and he had a sub, a Note 8 sub. And put this back on. Craig, did you get any update on the new Day 8? No, they won't call me back. So anyway, most of them had 2 watches, and that was very common. I don't know. Well, there's one friend of mine that maybe had 1 or 2 other watches that he didn't wear that often, but usually wore the Rolexes. The Rolexes were just worn. I mean, they were not, nobody I knew bought a Rolex and then had it in the box at home. I mean, everybody I knew that had a Rolex wore them. It just was unheard of for somebody to buy a Rolex and not wear it. I mean, they were meant to be worn, right? And so this whole thing with people like having like stashes of watches in boxes, I think it's a relatively new phenomenon. Because I knew a lot of people back in the day and that were affluent and that had Rolex watches, and it just was not a thing. Now, some of them would have a few Pateks or something like that, maybe a complicated Patek if they were really wealthy, and those they didn't wear very often. But as far as the Rolexes, those watches were worn. Okay, so the only thing I wish I have kept was my good looks. Getting old sucks, sister. Hey, wait until you get to be my age, guy. Wait till you get to be my age. Okay, Craig, when Breeze Watch starts indicating that the battery is low, let the watch run out so we can know how long it will work in the 2-second interval mode. Okay, we'll try to do that test. And wouldn't it be kind of an hour? Wouldn't it be kind of an hour to know a billionaire has trolled you, though? Other people get T-Rex armed man, children trolls, yeah, like this. But you get titans of industry poking fun at you. There you go. Yeah, 2 watches seem so limiting. Hey, not if they're good ones. Let's see. There's a lot of other things in life you can buy, too. You don't have to just buy watches. That's all I'm saying. Wouldn't it be kind of an honor to know that a billionaire takes time out of their day to troll you? Other people... Okay, I think I already read that. Okay, I'm getting confused with the comments here. Okay. Craig, can you describe the average troll for us? I think trolls are just people that have too much time on their hands and just can't figure out something productive to do with their time. You know, idle hands are the devil's plaything. You ever hear that old saying? A lot of these old sayings are true. They really are. So anyway, as far as the watches back in the day, we would... Like, for example, I had a GMT, and they came out with the GMT Master 2. And I really wanted the GMT Master 2. So I got a GMT Master 2, all black, the all black bezel, black dial, of course, and a Jubilee bracelet. And so I sold my GMT, which was not a GMT2, to get that watch. So generally when we sold a Rolex, it was because we were stepping up into something else that we wanted. And usually a friend or somebody would buy the one that we were getting out of, because there was no internet then or anything like that, right? There was like the Washington Post. You could advertise a watch in the Washington Post, but there was no Craigslist. There was no, there's no internet. And so usually you sold them to somebody you knew, or sometimes I did buy watches that were advertised in the Washington Post, and usually it was somebody that lived in Bethesda or Potomac, a wealthy area, and I would go to their house, and they were for a real person that bought it new. They had all the paperwork, and and you would buy the watch, and you'd get a pretty decent deal on the watch, because they didn't have a huge market used. I mean, the rule of thumb back then was you could get a gold watch usually for half what it cost new, okay? So if it was, the current price was, let's say, $6,000 for a date 8, you could get it for $3,000, right? So it was generally half. And a steel watch, not quite half. Maybe you could get it for 60% or whatever of what it cost new. Something like that, if it was in good shape and so on. So that was kind of the ratio. Rolexes were cheap back then, not like now. Well, they still, relative to what people earned, they were still an expensive watch. I mean, if you spent, let's say you spent $300 on a watch back in 1978, mine was $570 new. The first one I bought new, the Datejust with the in-turn bezel, and that was full retail in 1978. And so, but that was a lot of money then. A lot of people didn't make that much per week, and I don't recommend spending more than a week's salary on a watch. I fortunately at that point was making like $1,000 a week easily. Some months I made more than that, but on average I was making at least $1,000 a week. So it was well within my budget to spend $570 on a Rolex. And now I stretched when I bought the first date 8. It was $2,200 used. And I kind of stretched to buy that. So, but I had some other watches that I'd sold and made money before that, and so I kind of parlayed that money into the date 8. And then I didn't lose any money when I sold that and stepped up to a nicer date 8. So, yeah. Lance, can you call into the show? Let's see. It's crazy to believe that was a 0% discount on date 8s now. Yeah, we could get. I got 40% off on a white gold date 8, and that brought the price way down. I don't remember the exact price I paid for it, but I think it was. That one was in the low 2000s that I paid for it. Brand spanking new, because the guy had it in his window for a couple of years. The AD, he couldn't sell that thing. Nobody would buy it, and it was a hidden clasp President bracelet, date 8, white gold. And I just made a lowball offer, and the guy said, okay. I had the cash with me, of course, always dealt in cash. And so I ended up leaving with that watch. I didn't really even want it. But I ended up selling it to my boss at Capital Porsche Audi. When he went out of business, the whole thing went bankrupt and everything like that. So he moved a bunch of money around and was doing a bunch of funky things. And he gave me cash for that white gold date 8. And I guess that was his golden parachute. So he bought that date 8, and then I ended up buying another yellow gold date 8 after that. So I got out of that watch, actually made a little bit of money on it, but I was happy to get out of it. Let's see here. Triforce Rich says, Rolex has gone from selling high-quality tools to convincing people that they are luxury, to beg for the privilege to have the chance to get one of their watches. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I think Grand Seiko, at least 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I bought mine, they were more like the Rolex back in the day. Now they're starting to get more like Rolex current with raising prices and having some models that are hard to get. I think they're trying to emulate Rolex. Durr says, I only spent a week's worth of income on a watch. I would be lucky to get a novice after a significant discount. Hey, up your income game. Come on, guy. You're a sharp guy. Yeah, I think you're funning us. I think you make a boatload of money. So I think you're doing all right. And let's see. Where's the next one here? All right, let's show Lance's comment. Lance, Triforce Rich says, Lance, call in to discuss your dating life. Yeah, why? Hey, why aren't you bringing Brianna to the prom? LC says, hi, Craig. And Brady, last name, says, can I have your watches on your wrist, please? Hey, this one would be a nice one to have, the 002 Stunner. And have the faux pay to go with it. Let's take your comment off so it's easier to show. And have the faux pay to go with it. What do you think? What do you think about that? How's that? Let's see. And Lance says to Triversion, no girlfriend currently, but hopefully in the near future. Be careful. Be careful, Lance. The ladies can be expensive. They can suck up your watch money real quick. So be careful with that. There's that comment. And Triforce Rich says, it's not all about watches. There are other important things like women to test the durability of your watch on during endurance training with them. Yes, absolutely. Completely true. And yeah, let's see. Those Breitlings that Steve was showing yesterday were around 10K MSRP. Wow. A couple of them were kind of cool, I have to say. A couple of them were kind of neat looking. Yep, I think, oh, excuse me. Oh, that's rude. Let me cut to the 3 while I know you're on a little bit late. I think that everything's going to go up, folks. We're moving into hyperinflation. So everything worth having is going to get expensive. LaDonna, the 002 is really something special. Look into trying one on at your local AD. Yeah, it's funny that some of these ADs are starting to have the 002 in stock because that's not common. Of course, you're there at Beverly Hills, so it makes sense that they would have one. But my guess is there probably aren't a whole bunch of them around the country. Okay, we already saw that. And please call in because Lance is not calling in. Yeah, anybody call in. I put the link in the chat. What are you guys? Shy? Let me put the link in one more time because I'm out of here if somebody doesn't come in. Copy. Give me a second here. I'm going to put it in the chat. There is the link. Our AD told us it wasn't easy to get. Apparently, he had to beg for it. And was he selling it just for list price? No markup, of course. I mean, I've seen some on Chrono 24 where they're asking over list. I don't know if they're selling any of them, but they are. And Derek says, wait, someone call, please. Hey, Derek, you could call. You could call in and show us your date. By now, you have to have one, I'm thinking. So let us know. Let us know if you have one. I've got this computer on automatic as far as the day and night thing, and it's switched into the night mode. It's getting dark here, and so this shot here, there's very little light over there where that watch is. Most of the light is on me. So, yeah, the next watch I want is the Batman. I would much rather have the Jubilee. I would go for the Batgirl. The Jubilee. Craig, check your email. Okay, I will do that. And let's see, next watch I want. Okay, I already showed that. And I am without watches. I sold my iWatch. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's check the email. Stand by here. Oh, I'm going to do it on the other monitor over here. see if this works. Dun, 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 dun. Omega. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I got to show this. All right, let me see how I can do this. If we can do this here. We're going to share our screen. Screen 2, share. Okay, so there we go. So let's do this. Let's look at the buy it now is 1882. Let's take a look at these pictures. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Looks like it could be an all-arounder if you like leather straps. I kind of like the shape of the case a little bit. Very, very stylish, very, classy looking. Not a bad find. It doesn't look like it has an Omega clasp. That strap is a little bit, I don't know. I'd get a strap made from HD Straps. But not hateful at all. 1970 model. Interesting. Let's see what the size is. 36 mil. Okay. Not bad. Not bad for an all-arounder. Funny, it's in Japan. Not bad. Not terrible. So let's stop sharing the screen. Okay. Let's see. I would call but working out and no makeup, LOL. Craig, I completely, okay. Get caught up and we're going to wrap this up. Craig, if GS completely ripped off the Day-Date design and rebranded it GS, would you consider getting it? I think they need to make a modified 002. I think they need to make an 002 with auto wind. It can be a little bit thicker, not much, a hair thicker, maybe 11 mils thick, something like that, with an all gold bracelet with ceramic sleeves. They can rip that off from Rolex, ceramic sleeves in the center links, and make it a really comfortable, flexible bracelet, but durable. A really nice clasp, a really well done hidden clasp, so similar to the President. Yeah, they could take some cues. They could do a combination, a fusion between the Day-Date and the 002. I think that would be amazing, and they should do it. They should absolutely do it. What's for dinner tonight? Spinach salad. A spinach salad. Bree, you don't need makeup. You just make the makeup look good, not the other way around. Yeah, she does look great even without makeup. That's true. I like my GS GMT better than the GMT Master 2 I had. Well, there you go. Well, they do make some great GMTs. GS makes a couple of great GMTs. Yes. The London Jewelers... by that, okay. And Jaden, please call in with updates on this GMT. Thank you. Yes, why don't you? And let's see here. Don't forget the screw down crown. Yeah, I think that they could do that. They could fit that in a case, maybe 11 mils thick. I think they could swing that. I'd even let them go to 12 mils thick, but no more than that. No more than 12 mils thick. If they give us a screw-down crown and a really robust bracelet, and I don't even need the date. I think they should offer it both ways. I think they should offer it with and without a date. And I don't even know if we need the day of the week. They could do the old day next to the date like all the Seikos had. It doesn't have to be the day of the week up at the top. Come on. If they really wanted to get fancy, they'd offer it three ways: the date, and no date, and have them be auto wind. I think they would fly off the shelf. Yeah. Oh, there was a question about the date. Do you know where your date is? Does the guy you sold it to still? I don't know. I don't know. I don't keep an eye on old watches that I've sold. I just know about the watches I've sold to Paul Falpel because he's kept them all, and those were back in the day. But most of the watches I sold over the years, I have no idea where they are. Breitling is making a dual time chronograph now with a second time on the bracelet. It's like a little quartz clock on the bracelet. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I think that's kind of funky. Kyle's in the house. I would like it with the beads of rice bracelet and yellow. Yeah, that would be killer. The beads of rice, but put like ceramic sleeves in there so it won't wear, right? And they could do all that. This is all doable. We're not talking about things that are out of the realm of physics, right? These are all doable things. Triforce Craig, we need to get those gold frame glasses for, yeah, I've got to go and get my eyes checked again and get an updated prescription, and I want to get some really killer glasses. That's on my list of things to do this year. I've got to get it done. We've been stalling too long. Let's get it done. Yes, you are right. I hear Chip Wrong has your 005 now. Oh, that's funny. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. Funny. All right, I am getting hungry. I spent the last couple of hours setting this whole thing up, and I haven't eaten. I ate some peanuts earlier when I went for a walk, and I literally have not eaten. So I got to eat something and relax a little bit. Oh, excuse me. Oh, boy. Let's see. A couple more comments here. Oh my God, I never thought of the GS BOR in gold. What's BOR? I don't know what that means. Okay, I'm not hip. Craig, you need to get some Gucci glasses. I'll look at various options. I want to get something that really looks cool, looks classy, stylish. Not flashy, stylish, cool. I'm going to be picky. I'm very picky. Okay. Lance is in the house. Craig, what's your opinion on German watches such as A. Lange & Son? I think they're fine, but I mean, I like the durability of something like the 002. I mean, I think it trumps anything that Lange or any of those folks have made. I don't think they have anything that could weather day-to-day use like better than this can. And I don't think they look any better than this. I mean, this thing, you have to see these in person, and guys can chime in the chat. This watch is absolutely stunning. Now, when it gets more of a patina, it'll have more of a patina on it, but I think it'll still look stunning even with a patina. It's the 002. Trust me, I didn't lay down heavy bucks for this watch because it's not a stunner. It is an absolute stunner, and it would be very hard to beat. The combination of the hands, the dial, the sweep of that second hand is just mesmerizing. The finishing, the way the clasp works, everything. They just nailed it, folks. They nailed it. If you don't mind manual wind, they nailed it. And I don't mind manual wind on a no-date watch like this. I think it's kind of cool. Let's see. Craig, could you function on a handful of peanuts a day for a week? If I had to, I probably could. Beads of rice, BOR. What's BOR? Come on, I'm not. Oh, beads of rice is BOR. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, I'm on it, man. I'm hip now. All right, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. It's been real and had fun, and I think we're going to get things going here. A fedora with a gold band instead of beaver or whatever they normally use would be interesting. Not sure if your brain's blood circulation would enjoy it, though. Well, gold is always good to have near the skin, near the body. Gold is okay. Stainless steel, not so much. Carlos was really close to getting the 002. Really? Are you serious? I mean, was he actually really considering it? That's interesting. Craig's presence would have pushed him over the edge. They wouldn't let us call in from the store, though. Hold on, Craig. Blue, tell him we can't end. I'll try to do some more shows. I'm going to try to keep some shows coming. Push Steve, though, a little bit. Tell him you want him involved in the network. You know, this is a network we're putting together here. Oh, you mean Carlos bailed? Pity. All right, folks. Thanks again for watching. And let's put the 231 up on the screen. And we're going to wrap this puppy up. Wrap it up.